Hi, I'm Ryan with Front End Audio, and this is the Inherent Microphone Preamp System from GC Audio. If you are unfamiliar with GC Audio, they are a high-end manufacturer of pro audio gear based out of France, where they design and build everything. Build quality is top-notch on this. Everything they design is with the engineer in mind, and it's focused on solutions, improving creativity, workflow, and flexibility. The Inherent Microphone Preamp System is a perfect example of that, and you'll understand in a minute why I keep saying system. On the back of this 2U chassis, you have your XLR microphone input, you have your XLR line level output, and your IEC power cable input with your voltage selection switch below that. This is a universal power chassis. On the front of the chassis, you have phantom power. You gotta love the backlit switches there. That way you know what's active and what's not. You also have your phase and your pad. Right here you have your 1/4 inch TS instrument DI input. Next to that you have your input gain. It's a step switch. I love step switches. Right here you have your LED VU metering with your pre-post switch here. That's just changing the functionality of this metering to ensure that you are not overdriving and clipping your converters. Then you have a fully variable output trim pot. All the way to your right is Unity, and then you can just trim it down if you need to. With any microphone preamp that offers that, less input, more output, cleaner sound, more input, less output, more saturated sound to distortion. Below your trim, you have your high pass. It's off in the center, 80 hertz and 120 hertz. And then you have your power switch. So the one thing I did not talk about here is this, which you can see other ones here. That is, this is the actual microphone preamp. This is your power chassis. This has all the functionality in it, but this is your preamp. And I know what you're thinking. That's cool. They have preamp cartridges, but hey, we got 500 series. And you're right. There's nothing wrong with 500 series. 500 series is cool. In fact, GC Audio makes 500 series modules, but there are some advantages to the Inherent system that you cannot get in a 500 series unit. Mainly, we come to, well, two key things. Power. You have a dedicated power supply versus a shared power supply. This chassis provides 7 different voltages. So whether you're talking about a fully discrete solid-state preamp, a transformer-based preamp, or a tube-based preamp, which they offer, you're getting proper voltage, right? Proper voltage, proper power means headroom. So if you are recording very dynamic sound sources, you don't have to worry about ever going into clipping. If you're dealing with, overdriving this. If you're dealing with loud sound sources, same thing. Or if you're like me, where I fully believe that everything is a guitar amp. And I find that even with microphone preamps, pushing it into distortion and then backing off just until that distortion disappears and doesn't come back, that's the point of life, where things are more vibrant. There's more tone, there's more movement, there's more liveliness to the sound of the preamp. All right, so whether you want that safety net of high headroom or you like to push things into saturation, having a proprietary power supply that is providing proper voltage to your preamp circuits is very important, especially when you get into things like tubes. The other thing is, you can tell the chassis is on. And I pulled the cartridge out. See if I can do this from behind. There you go. With the chassis on, I just swapped out preamps. All right? That's how easy it is. Can't do that with 500 series. Can't do that with outboard gear, right? Let's say you have a vocalist. You have the right mic for that vocalist, but you're trying to find what's going to be the best preamp to pair with that microphone for that vocalist. Well, with a 500 series or any outboard mic pre's, you got to plug up the mic, you got to cut on phantom power, you got to make your patch, right? You got to get your level. Record a pass. And then you hit mute. You then cut off phantom power. You wait for phantom power to dissipate, right? Because how many times do we cut off phantom power and the microphone still works, right? And it's best practice to not unplug a microphone until phantom power is dissipated, okay? So we might be waiting 30 seconds just for phantom power to go away. And then we got to plug the microphone into a new preamp. We have to cut on phantom power. We got to make a new patch, and then we might have to, level match again, right? We might have to get our levels. That can take minutes just to try 2 preamps. Less than 10 seconds. Less than 10 seconds. There we go. We just swapped preamps like that. There are currently 8 different preamp modules, and GC Audio will continue to create modules until they have offered every tone possible, whether it's their own designs, such as the RE73 here, which is a GC design, which is going after that classic 70s transformer-based British tone, or the RE4K, which is going after that Oxford discrete, clean British console sound, or, and they, like I said, they have other preamps. They also have their own tube-based preamp, but they also have been teaming up with other designers to bring other designers' preamps to their cartridge systems. For instance, this GY right here. This is made by Giraffe. And this is an actual Giraffe preamp. So now you have access to a vintage 1970s transformer-based British sound, or a discrete British console sound, or Giraffe sound, or Graham Langley, the man behind AMAC. I used to work on an AMAC console, an Angela to be specific, and the first time I heard that, it was undeniable. Wes was in here messing around with it, and I was in my office across the hall, and he swapped it out, and I was like, hey, is that the pink cartridge, the Langley cartridge? He's like, yeah, how'd you know? I was like, well, I used to work on an AMAC. Sounds exactly like an AMAC. So you're getting the real deal. With this Graham Langley, you're getting a Graham Langley preamp. With this Giraffe, you're getting a Giraffe preamp, and then you have everything that GC is making. So you have 8 cartridges to choose from currently at the time of this video, and there's going to be more down the road. So in less than 10 seconds, you can swap out these cartridges. You don't have to cut off phantom power. Now, you are likely to experience a pop or click in your speakers or headphones when you pull out a cartridge or pop in a new one. So it is recommended, hit mute, pop out the cartridge, pop in a new one, unmute. But that's it. That's all you're doing. It takes less than 10 seconds to audition, between 2 preamps. You could go through, how quickly did that take? Like 3 seconds, right? Multiply that by 8, and that's how fast you can audition 8 different preamps. Just like that. So you have proper voltage, low noise, high headroom. You can have a plethora of different cartridges, preamp tones to choose from that you can easily hot swap like that, and you can pick the proper preamp to pair with your microphone for the sound source. So I'm thrilled to be able to talk about this with you, with how cool this system is, and just the potential it has among the other amazing products that GC offers and will be offering. But for now, that is the Inherit microphone preamp system from GC Audio. For more information on the Inherit system, all the great products brought to you by GC Audio, and for all your pro audio needs, please check us out on the web at frontendaudio.com. Thank you.